Howdy y'all, it's Mead. We're back out here by the river. Rode here on my Quali Sports Volador electric folding bike, and I loaded up the Firebox kit pack and some supplies, and I thought we'd have ourselves a cookout. If you've been following my videos, I've been coming out here a lot. It's a hot day in Milwaukee, and it's towards the end of the day. It's already past 7 p.m. There's a whole mess of folks just over there on the riverbank. But here, Milwaukie Bay Park, there's not many folks hanging around this part. So I rode down on my bicycle, and I thought we'd use the Ultra Cook Kit from Firebox Stove, and of course the Titanium Nano with the Trangia. So I'm going to get things set up, and we'll be back in a jiffy. Alright, we're starting to set some things up. I've got my little iClimb table out. Here's the Ultra Cook Kit, kit pack. Here's a bag full of victuals, and this. Oh, I'm so tickled by this. Let me set this down. I made a little bushcraft folding table out of wood that I found next to the river, and I batoned the pieces and sawed the ends, batoned the pieces, and smoothed things out. Drilled some little holes with a Swiss Army knife, and a friend gave me some hemp string, and it's this little surface. So I guess we're going to use that. I was thinking about making some legs for it, but I don't know. Right now it folds up pretty nicely and fits in my my pannier or my backpack. Alright, so it's kind of musical too. Alright, getting into kit pack. Just my little titanium Snow Peak skillet. These are some heat-resistant, cut-resistant gloves, though they do get hot. So for these purposes, I'm finding it works really well with this setup. I don't have to handle really hot stuff for very long. Bottle of water. This is some swag from North Clackamas Parks and Rec. I do photography for Parks and Rec. It's a great joy. Here's some fuel for the Trangia. There we go. Look at that, we're even using that little table already. And here is the Trangia Spirit Burner. And the star of the show is, of course, the Firebox. This is the Titanium Nano, and I just think it's rather brilliant. Comes wrapped in this carbon felt, which can be used as a windscreen. I haven't been using it. I really haven't been using this as a windscreen. So I've just been setting it aside because I've got another windscreen. But here is Titanium Nano. I oiled it since last burn with some lump charcoal. Let's go. Try to get the nano sticks out first. There we go. We will put these on the little table. We'll use those in a little bit. And the bottom just pops down. And I guess I didn't clean the ash pan out very well. These are the pokey legs for that carbon felt. I'm just going to set these aside. I'm not sure we'll need any wind protection at all. It's a very still day. It has been hot. It's Sunday. I went down to the farmer's market and got a few things. And I just love going to the market. There we go. All right, there is the Firebox. Yeah, very cool. I'm gonna have it face me. I guess I shouldn't have futzed with it so much. These nano sticks have to go in the diagonal. So diagonal there. That fits in. That fits in. And on the other side it has to go on the diagonal. So this 90-degree angle first, and thread those in. There we go. Of course, I'm moving these legs around so they fit in the X case. See how that fits in? And I have these at the wide position. They can be turned inward if there's a small thing. In fact, let's just mock that up really quick, just for kicks and giggles. There we go. If I wanted to burn on something like that, I could. But for today, we're moving it to the widest position there. There we go. What next? I'm still really finding how to get organized with all this outdoor cooking. It's really fun to get organized like this. Let's see, how's that angle? We'll move it up a little bit. And this is the Ultra Cook Kit from Firebox. I'm a bit tickled by this whole kit too. So this was an extra. This is the shallow plate, and this is the 8-inch kit. It's musical. Everything's musical. This is the shallow plate. This was an extra, as was the medium cutting board. Just all fits really, really well. With the small cutting board, I think it could nest in here. So I'll consider that at a later time. For now, this is serving my needs. It's nice to have a larger surface, so it's actually nicely sized. I have the long pot grabber. Here's a reusable napkin, which I just nested in there. Set that aside. This is the deep dish cowboy plate. This comes with the Ultra Cook Kit comes with the pot grabber, the deep dish cowboy plate, and I think the star of the show, the 8-inch skillet. So this is made of anodized aluminum, so it responds to temperature change quite quickly. Unlike a cast iron, it's also very relatively lightweight, especially compared to a cast iron, which is very heavy. And it takes a seasoning. So I have seasoned all of these pans multiple times. I think I've done 5 or 6 seasonings. I've mainly used avocado oil to season, but I did use one layer of grapeseed oil, and then I decided grapeseed oil has a 450 degree Fahrenheit smoke point, and why not just go straight to the top and go to an avocado oil, which has a 500 degree smoke point. So multiple seasonings of avocado oil in the oven at 500 degrees for an hour at a time, and so that's been a really like fun process to season these really lightweight pans. So I'm curious to see how they do in this application. What else we got here? We've got some victuals to make. We've got several kinds of mushrooms. I should just start putting my ingredients out here. And this may be a little too much food, so I'm not going to bring everything out. In fact, let's use a smaller one. This is going to be a lot of food, I think, and I won't need. It's just me out here. So I've got some mushrooms, and I've got some other things too. You know, I am trying more and more to eat the rainbow, so I've got an avocado, I've got a couple little peppers, I've got a little yellow squash, a couple green onions, and a little bit of conehead cabbage. Conehead? Is that it? Funnel cabbage? I don't remember what this is called, but these are really yummy. I like it raw. But this is like a little bit wilty, so it's going to go into, we're going to basically make a kind of a stir fry. So let's set that aside. What else we got? Let's see, in this bag I've got some lump charcoal. I don't think we're going to use charcoal today. We've got some street taco flour tortillas. And this is a little cool bag. It's got a couple ice packs in it. We're going really plant-based today. This is Daring original plant-based chicken pieces. Out of all the chickeny type things I found in the plant-based world, this just has really great texture. So pulled this out of the freezer a little bit ago. I've used it, so there's a little bit left, enough for our purposes today. And keep it in the cool, I've got some dragon fruit kombucha from Happy Mountain. And are these folks local? Yeah, they're in Portland. Born in the Pacific Northwest, Happy Mountain was created to fuel and inspire the adventurous spirit in us all. Not sponsored by Happy Mountain or anything. I'm generally self-funded with all of these endeavors. So what should I do first? Maybe I will just start prepping some food first. I think that sounds like a good plan, before I even get into anything else. Alright, so on top of the cowboy plate, I've got we'll set the Nano aside since we're not burning anything yet. Welcome to my disorganized outdoor cooking show. Ooh. All right. Of course, for some veggie cutting, we need only the best. This is the Benchmade Mini Crooked River, and I recently adjusted the pivot on this, so it just falls so nicely. Oh, so satisfying. Where should we start? Let's cut up some mushrooms. I think this is oyster mushroom. I lose track of my mushrooms. This is a trumpet mushroom, and this is some lion's mane, which, been watching my last video, we cooked up some lion's mane steak. We're not going to squish this down, we're just going to throw some of this into the stir fry. Let's see if a super steel, this S30V steel, is capable of cutting a mushroom. Well, gosh, that seems to be effective in mushroom cutting. I really may have way too much food here tonight for myself, but I've got some containers where I could take some home. And mushrooms really, they kind of shrink down. It's so warm today that they closed the market early, and actually feels like it's cooling down right now, which is nice. It's been in the 90s, and I think it might be below 90 now, finally, as the sun is making its way down. Let's check out that sun. Yeah, what a nice day. Mushrooms. Transfer this back to the cowboy plate. And let's cut up some lion's mane too. All these mushrooms, I've been trying to incorporate more mushrooms in my diet since I'm a freakishly rare lymphoma survivor. Just the different combinations of mushrooms are just really, really great for health. Yes, I may need to scale back my ambitions here, because I only have an 8-inch skillet, which is just perfect for cooking for 1 to 2 people. But I am also not opposed to taking some leftovers home, because I'm not far from home. This is only about a mile away, and it's really close to my bodywork studio just across the road. Alright, how about a pepper? I rinsed these, by the way, before I came out here. Oh, the light in the sky is getting really, really pretty. Let's see, I also need a little place to kind of put my stuff I'm going to compost later. So I will use this bag. Yeah, so many seeds. All the seeds. Maybe the birds will like these seeds. Oh, we've got a snack. It's an important part of cooking, isn't it? Is snacking. At the market today, I fellow said he spied me cooking out here the other day, and he asked me why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to? It's a beautiful day. Cooking is one of my favorite ways to love myself, to care for myself. I've been eating out way too much, and get to play with some new gear, get to use my fancy knife. It's plowing, just completely slicing through. Oh my gosh, it's sharpest thing ever. Let's see. I'm going to use my little titanium skillet for another place to put some victuals. Red pepper. So yeah, I told him that I really have been making a vow to myself to spend more time outdoors, less time in front of screens, and gosh, this is a nice time of day to just enjoy some of the last light of the day and to nourish myself. Food and nourishment is part of my cancer survivorship. So I've loved cooking since I was pretty young. Enjoyed cooking. And so why not ride out on my bicycle on a beautiful summer July day and make some victuals and use my little stove and enjoy the light, enjoy some fresh air. There's people around, but this area is kind of a quiet place to be. We're not like in the deep woods or anything, but you don't always have to go very far to have an outdoor culinary adventure. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful colors, isn't it? So, thank you for joining me. These are pretty much long format videos. This is maybe the closest thing I get to ASMR. But maybe it's relaxing for you too. To come out here and enjoy the light of the day. Because I know it's not easy for everyone to get outdoors. But I hope you get outdoors as often as possible. Alright, we got some tiny little summer squash. Maybe keep those in this bag. I don't really need to because I sort of need it. I'll reuse that plastic bag. Gosh, for the amount of food, I think I'm just going to do half of that. So this, I don't know, these are all pretty small. We're going to see. We'll see how much we fill up that 8-inch Ultra Cook Kit. Ooh. Sometimes the squash tries to run away. You just gotta catch a squash. Gotta say, I'm really any excuse to use a knife or a multi-tool is really, really great. I have been contemplating about an outdoorsy kitchen knife to keep in the kit pack. But you know, pocket knife, an everyday carry, has so many uses. Look at that. Just a beautiful pile of veggies. Alright, we're gonna stick it all in there. I recognize that this is a plant-based meal, and I'm not totally vegan, but I tend to eat more vegan, plant-based at home. And when I go out to eat, I don't mind getting, I got some ribs the other night by the new barbecue cart at Milwaukie Station, and that was the bomb diggity. This stuff shrinks down quite a lot. I just think they're so pretty too, and great to snack on. At the farmer's market today, I got a piece of coho salmon and some other really beautiful mushrooms. This stuff needed to be cooked first. Hopefully there will be another day this week very soon where I can come out cooking again and share some outdoor cooking adventures with y'all. Kind of running out of places to put this. I'm gonna stick it here in my original container. I really like to have things prepped before I turn on the heat, at least as much as possible. It makes it easier. I'm not using proper chef skills. But I've never been mistaken for a proper chef, so there you go. Yeah, I just came out here. I don't know what to call this dish. Sort of stir-fry-ish, but like we're not cooking rice today. I do have the box pot from Firebox with me, which cooks up rice really well. I will want to experiment with that more because I want to get better at cooking rice in that. Last time it was a little crunchy at the bottom, but like the rest was perfectly wonderful. I still want to keep working on my rice making technique. It is of importance to me. Let's see. I put these green onions with the mushrooms. So I'm rarely one to follow a recipe, A lot like much of my music making, I like to make it up as I go along. Except with the band, except with the lads of Roadside Attraction. I love playing with those fellows. We do write songs for that, but sometimes the songs don't always go as planned, and you just kind of have to roll with it and keep playing and keep making music and still find your way through. It's like a puzzle. Cooking's kind of like that too for me. It's a little bit of a puzzle. All right, so we've got 3 kinds of mushrooms: trumpet, oyster, and lion's mane, some green onion, some yellow squash, some baby orange and red pepper, and got some of these daring pieces. Yeah, you can find these in the frozen food section. It's a little bit frosty. I opened this up a little while ago and put it in the freezer for a bit. Oh, it's got some little icy chunks. That's all right. Yeah, these daring chunks are really great. I've really enjoyed it. They've got some good mouth feel, some good chew. I'm gonna cut these up. Of course, these are plant-based, so there's no possibility of cross-contamination. So just use the same cutting board. Imagine if I start cooking more meat out here, maybe a second cutting board would be useful. I'm not really sure. I'd be a little curious to get the smaller Firebox cutting board, because I really like how this cook kit is very scalable. Like, all this might be a bit much to take with me if I was backpacking, though I want to know how much, like I'm actually putting together a backpacking set again, and I just got a new sleep system, and getting a Zen bivy, and my new sleeping pad is on the way, and yeah, I really want to get out there more. But for today, since life is busy and all kinds of things are happening this summer, I've been able to get out here. So let's start thinking about the Trangia. Comes with the simmer ring, which looks like it's getting a little kind of discolored there. It can be wide open, which still reduces the flame, or half, or quarter. Haven't really tried it at that. I think I may use that setting on the rice next time after I bring it to a boil. I started off half and reduced it down. Anyways, we're not cooking rice today. We're cooking up a stir fry. So here's the lid, and this just sets right down in there. There you go. If you'd like to see what the full setup is like, I've got my Nomadics ultralight towel, which there's no waterproofiness, but I've been using it outdoors on these dry days, and it's been keeping my butt clean. Sandals. Here's the kit pack. This is the drone-eyed view of the setup. Look at that beautiful, beautiful day. All right, let's get back to it. All right. So this Trangia bottle, unscrew this, and then that button presses down, and I'm not quite sure how much to use. A little bit left. I've used this three times so far and haven't filled it back up yet. But I can tell it's getting a little low. Maybe it has one or a couple more burns in it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's enough. So just a smidge more, just for good measure. All right, what should we use to light this thing? Well, I think a Swiss Army Knife Ranger will do. We can use the Firefly ferrocerium rod from Tortoise Gear. And we'll use the wire stripper. Sounds like there's some happy tunes going on. Yep, there's warmth there. Doesn't take much. So I'm working on my technique. It helped to kind of press down on the titanium nano and get kind of a solid connection, and then pull that back. And yeah, there is heat there. Might not know, I do love a Swiss Army knife. I have several Swiss Army knives on me right now, but 2 of them have ferro rods, including that Ranger and my smaller Rambler that sits on my keychain. So we're gonna let that bloom. See any flame yet? Yeah, now I'm starting to see some flame there. All right, so let's get into the kit pack. In this side, in this little pocket, I've got a little plastic baggie with a couple bottles in it, with some olive oil and some avocado oil. These are the 2 main oils I like cooking with. Let's put on that. Looks like it's bloomed. So we're gonna actually put on the simmer ring just right now. Anyways, got some olive oil and some avocado oil. I like the avocado oil for the high temperature, mild taste, but yeah, high smoke point with avocado oil, so I tend to use that a lot. And I tend to use olive oil more for stuff I'm not cooking, or to maybe on fish. There's ways I use that. Alright, let's put on the Ultra Cook Kit. Let's add some of this avocado oil. Want a lot of that stuff. I think some of these ingredients are going to kind of soak in the oil, especially those mushrooms. There's not much of a breeze, but alcohol burners are quite susceptible. Alright, is this a time where I will actually use the carbon felt? Or will I break out the big windscreen? I feel like I need to get to know this system a little bit better. The sun is going down, it's getting darker. We may be in the dark by the time this meal is done. I can barely feel a breeze. If I do feel a breeze, I think it's coming from this side. See, I'm always poking that through. You have to really get it right, just right between. There we go. I should get some of my other utensils out that I will need very soon. A pair of titanium tongs and, can you see this? And a folding spatula. Yeah, love having tongs and a spatula. Alright, that might be almost ready here. I think we're going to put in the daring chicken first. Is that warm enough? Oh, it's still heating up, actually. Now I'm starting to hear a little more sizzle. Alright, let's see. I think I'm actually going to set that aside for a second. I don't think I want it that warm. So I'm just gonna let that simmering halfway instead. Alright, I think I'm also going to start putting in some of these mushrooms. I'm just always winging it when I cook. I don't always know what my next step is going to be. Somehow, I managed to feed myself. Alright, there's some of those mushrooms. More oil. These mushrooms are going to soak up a lot of oil. Yeah, so I like that temperature. I like that level of sizzle we're hearing. Let's see, those peppers are going to need to go in soon too. But I think a little seasoning first is called for. So, getting into the kit pack again. This is the very ultra portable Firebox salt and pepper grinder, which I find to be a little futzy to use. I'm going to try and get zen about it and just take my time using it. I think I've got to grab, like, what's best practice here? Grab onto the little plastic part and then turn the metal. Yeah, okay, and try not to knock off the pepper. Flip that over. Alright, that feels better. If I grasp it pretty firmly with my left hand, grasping the plastic bit and then putting the pressure on the middle metal part. Yeah. That was more comfortable to use. Certainly one of the reasons why I am getting out here, not close to home, and just trying out this gear is just to get used to it. I gotta get used to all of its kind of idiosyncrasies, and a lot of this is pretty ultralight stuff and not the standard way of cooking, so I like finding some different ways. Let's see, what's next? I think we will put in those other mushrooms, yeah. A little water, it's like just a little sticking of some of that chicken. Not too bad. Some more avocado oil is called for. Alright, what does this look like so far? Yeah, none too shabby. So the Ultra Cook Kit, this 8-inch skillet, is really easy to handle, especially with this removable handle. Balances on the Nano really well. Just got to make sure it's just on there kind of straight. Well, let's keep making room for some vittles. These peppers are a little hard, so they'll need a little cooking time. Just gonna drop them in. Oh, some of them are buried under some squash. Oh, some squash is coming with. Come on, squash. Get on in there too. Sounds like maybe I could use some more heat. I'll let it go. I like cooking with low heat. Get a little more salt. Let's get the technique down. Nice to add salt from a little bit of a distance. Oh, here comes some wind. Yeah, I think that's a little better. What next? It's looking like this so far. And we just keep filling up this little pan, and it just keeps taking food. I really enjoy having to be mindful with cooking, and like every gesture, every motion counts, even if I'm kind of floundering around, sort of figuring out my workflow. With a system like this, I find myself having to just really hone in and really tune out the outside world and just be right here and now. Cooking can be a meditation. I think I want to bring up that heat a little bit. Yeah, let's open up that simmer ring. Alright, so I've got the simmering in its widest place. I do have this cabbage too. Oh, actually, this green onion. This is sometimes nice to have raw, but we'll let that cook a little bit, add some flavor to it. That green onion. Now you can hear that it's getting a little more sizzly. Temperature is raised a bit. Put this cabbage on top. Now, I do think this may be an adequate amount of food. See if I can move this here without totally frying my camera. It's pretty warm over here. A little more salt. And a little more pepper, pepper, pepper. And I think that's about all of that I will need for now. Let's add just a little water to that. Just a little smidge of water. And let's cover it up. Let that steam a bit. Here's a view of where the sun is at. Just kind of wiping down the cowboy plate because I think I'm going to eat out of that later. Oh, you know what I can do? Put on my gloves again. Alright, well, he's got to make sure that is nicely centered on the Titanium Nano stand. So, yeah, it is. I wanted to put the lid on that way so I could start warming up some of these little round discs. I'm hungry. Put 4 on. There we go. So I've just got the shallow camp plate on top, using it as a lid and using it as a warmer. And dinner is going to be ready very, very soon. Well, I can't wait. I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry. Oh, let me check on this again. Actually, let's use the gloves. can't believe all this food is fitting in this. I really should have let the chicken go a little longer by itself and helped it caramelize. Getting that it's not so crispied up with what I have done here. I still reckon it's gonna be tasty and nutritious. I mean, there's all these really beautiful ingredients, so what could really go wrong except I think a little spring onion jumped ship. That's right, we'll leave it for the squirrels and the birds. Alright, so we've got the Trangia going. Just reminded myself I have another task to do. Let's cut up this avocado. Can a Benchmade Mini Crooked River cut an avocado? Well, the answer is yes. It made it through somehow. Look at that. That's the benefit of the Super Steel, is it just slices right through. You know, I'm being silly about that, right? Well, get on out of there. All right, let's get out. What do I need for this? A little spork or a spoon? I really had to use the tongs today. Should we check on this? At the end of the day, here goes one of the ferry boats. I think that's the Portland Spirit, maybe. I don't have my glasses on right now. All right, let's put this Ranger band back on the salt and pepper grinder. All right, I do feel more comfortable using this. I kept sort of knocking it apart. It's easy to take apart, but with a proper technique, yeah, pretty easy to use. And how awesome to have fresh ground pepper and salt. And I loaded this up with some nice Jacobsen Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, and some Jacobsen peppercorns. So local company from Portland. Yeah, that looks pretty tasty. It smells really nice too. Just give it another stir. Call that done? I think we're gonna call that done. So I'm gonna leave the Trangia going because I might want some of that heat to clean up the pan, but I'm just gonna put it in this very minimal setting, and I hope that's not frying my camera lens. There we go. We'll just let that be there. Simmer down. actually just gonna leave that on there to keep warm, because why not? Maybe I should have brought some hot sauce or some Japanese barbecue sauce with me next time. Alright guys, how's that look? I think it looks really, really yummy. Let's try, I don't know what to call these. Stir-fried tacos with all kinds of wonderful ingredients. Oh, it's so good. I forgot I've got some avocado. We must remedy this immediately. Alright, itadakimasu. That is a really tasty, nutritious meal. And how can you go wrong with that many vegetables? And a little fire, a little salt, a little pepper. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I can add some garlic powder to this. I have some in the kit pack, but this is great as is. All these flavors are just lovely. So I hope you are having a really nice day. Hope you've been out moving your body and getting rest and spending some time with friends and drinking some tea and cooking some good food, or at least eating some good food. Maybe this will inspire you to cook for yourself. I'm going to be out here again and in some other places soon, cooking up a storm and nourishing my body. And there goes a heron. This is Hamid. Happy cooking. I'm out.